live in a motorhome. However, we have been staying in the same place for a while, and the park we have been staying at just has dirt for each space. This is good and bad. One of the bad things is that it allows for gophers. Now, the rains that have come to Southern California recently have changed the consistency of the ground under our coach. That and the gophers have our jacks just sinking into the dirt. In one case, as much as 4 inches, and it was continuing to sink. I needed to spread out the load more on the dirt, and I knew the plastic jack pads that I had do not hold up if there's no support below, and there definitely was no support below this. So I had to make something that could hold up to the weight on soft ground that was being undermined by gophers. I decided to make them out of 2x4s, 18 inches long and 3 across, with 2 other 2x4s attached across them to tie them together. This would give a large footprint that wouldn't sink too far in the dirt. As a side note, here is a quick review of the tools I use. This is my own opinion, and I have not been paid or compensated in any way for this review. I have used my Ryobi saw and drill set for over 2 years, and other than having to buy extra batteries, they have done quite well. When I have straight cuts, I will use a roofing square to brace the saw against, and this is like using a miter saw. When using a drill to drive screws, I like to use a holder that slides over the screw. This prevents the screw from twisting as I drive it in. I have had way too many times of stabbing myself with a screwdriver because the screw had twisted over and the screwdriver had slipped out. And that just plain hurts. I also prefer to use screws and not nails because screws draw the parts together and nails just hold it. I put plastic bags under the pads to help prevent water damage and rot to the wood. Although the total cost to make these was about $10, so they're not expensive at all. I put them into the same spot as the jacks had already sunk into because these spots were already compressed to some degree. When I lowered the jacks and put weight on them, the pads started to sink in, but the pads only sank so much and then took the weight of the coach and started raising it. But a few days later, I looked at the new pads and noticed the one on the right front had sunk even more. I needed to fill the hole with something that would not compress. As things would have it, about the same time I needed to replace the brake rotors on the Saturn. The old ones were trashed, but they were almost 13 inches across and were free. So I put one in the hole before the wood pad. Then I brought the jacks down again. With this brake rotor in place, it was just enough to support the weight of the right front of the coach. And it didn't compress any further.
Thanks for watching our video. If you like what you see, press the like button below and subscribe. And also check out our other videos.